Faster, 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 faster. Chalo, 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 chalo.
Oh God, this requires a lot of arm strength. Oh shit, I think I'm gonna cut my... Oh. Chef, my color is looking way too yellow than yours.
हाँ, क्योंकि आपको नहीं आता है.
How mean. Hi guys, welcome to Curly Tales Presents Home Chef vs Pro Chef. I am Bianca Saurastri and I am not a pro, at least not at cooking. So today I'm going to be accompanied by someone who's a master in everything chocolate, Chef Prateek Bhaktiani. He's mastered the art and craft of everything related to chocolates and desserts, right from Paris, Ireland to even the US. He's the owner of Mumbai's finest Ether Atelier chocolates. And he's present with us today at the Bosch and Siemens Experience Center. A very warm welcome to you on our show, Chef. What is it that we're going to be baking today?
Hi Bianca, and thank you so much for having me, as well as the team here at Curly Tales. So today we're going to be making one of my favorite easy to execute recipes, which is a BBB cheesecake, which is a bourbon whiskey, bourbon cookies, and baked cheesecake.
For a master like you, everything is easy, but let me tell you one thing. When everybody was trying to get their hands at baking during the lockdown, I did too, and I could wear the hat of a disaster chef, definitely. So if I can bake this dish today, then I think anybody watching this can bake this. So let's get started.
Vámonos. As they say, a good place to start is the beginning. So we're gonna start with the crust, super easy. Take the biscuits, and now I want all of you to get your hands dirty, right? Take the biscuits, it can be bourbon, we're using that because chocolate, and crush.
Okay, so I should just like crush this.
Yeah.
Well, this is easy. I thought that I'll have to be like a pro and measure things out. Oh shit, I'm actually quite a clumsy baker.
I don't know how I'm going to complete the process of watching her make this cake.
Well, all the best to me.
All right, Bianca, I want you to go slightly finer, right? You don't want massive chunks to like stab you from the inside.
Okay, crush, crush, crush.
That's some good technique. I've never seen that before. I love it, I love it.
Well, you're learning something from me. What else can I say? I'm tired.
Okay, let's go then. That's a good sign when you're tired.
I can't.
Alrighty, so to this we're adding our melted butter.
Do I have to use my hands in this?
Yes, please.
So, messy as hell, but at least we're done with our first step.
Okay, so now that we're all good with the crust, we're going to transfer it into a springform pan. You can use any pan, springform, just make sure that it comes out super clean. But next, we just want to throw this into the oven for about 10 minutes. 160 degrees to 180 degrees.
So I guess an oven plays a very important role in the baking process, and since I'm not a pro at this, I'm going to be introducing you to the Siemens Studio Line oven. Thanks to its fast preheat and cool start, it will save our much precious time when we need some fast results. Let's get this baking.
Alrighty, so now that we've got our crust baking in the oven, chalo, next step, we're going to make the cheesecake itself. Now this is slightly tricky, so I want you guys to pay attention, and Bianca's probably going to mess up, so don't look at her.
How mean, chef.
Alrighty, so we're going to start by adding our cream cheese into a big bowl.
All of this in one?
All of this in one bowl. It's a cheesecake, Bianca. Calories don't count. I want to add a little bit of the sour cream. If you don't have sour cream at home, you can always put a little bit of nimbu. Now, if you have any cream cheese on your hands, you're cooking at home. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna ask you to do it whisk it by hand so that you're a little more delicate, your cream cheese is not splitting. Now you're gonna add your entire egg.
Oh, you just did that like a pro.
Because
Can I also do it, but the egg is gonna go all over the place, so.
No one is surprised.
Okay. This is not, yeah. Okay.
Faster, 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 faster. Chalo, 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 chalo. Good girl. Alrighty.
Oh God, this requires a lot of arm strength, and I'm already tired. My arms are already hurting.
Of course, they're already hurting. Okay, next step. We're taking all of our dry ingredients. Okay? We're putting it into a sieve. You're supposed to add all your dry ingredients. So your sugar, your flour, your cornstarch, and your cocoa powder.
Okay. And it can be in any random order.
Yep.
Perfect. I think mine's pretty much done. We'll be whisking it now.
Yes, please.
How many years has it been for you baking and into the cooking process?
7 years now. I started out in wine. so I'm fancier than all of you. And yeah, from wine I went to cooking, from cooking I went to pastry, from pastry I went to chocolate, and I've been in chocolate ever since. And
Well, clearly this is my first time even baking with you.
okay, so Bianca, next thing we're gonna add our wet ingredients. So start with the espresso and then the whiskey. If you want to leave the whiskey out, you can replace it with all the espresso. And then about 1 shot of whiskey. I'm using a pure malt Japanese whiskey just because it's smoother. The original recipe calls for bourbon. I just think Japanese whiskey is a little smoother. It gives you that like nice smooth aftertaste. And you're mixing that in. So now, of course, if you don't drink whiskey, if you want to make this super safe for kids, you could just replace it all with espresso. You can also just do water if you don't want to do, if you don't want to make it too strong with the coffee. Anything is fine. Just make sure that the liquid amount is the same.
I think my consistency is very loose, chef.
Don't worry about that. We've added the cornstarch. We've added the flour. It'll all set in the fridge.
Yeah. Chef, my color is looking way too yellow than yours.
हाँ, क्योंकि आपको नहीं आता है.
How mean. But I'm going to prove it to you all that I'm going to make an amazing baked cheesecake as well.
I'm going to get some really good Dominican chocolate.
So what is this chocolate called?
It's called Noir.
So chef, tell us a little bit about Ether Atelier chocolate. When did you start this whole journey?
So Ether started less than 2 years ago now, so it's still pretty brand new. I was working and have been working with chocolate for 7 years. I've worked around the world with chocolate, and I thought it was about time that I came back home to bring a little bit of that approach, that attitude to fine chocolate to India.
Yeah, I'm done. I hope after having this cheesecake, you can add a little bit of extra sweetness with me as well.
Hard pass. Now, this is an optional step, but I really recommend it for anyone that wants to up their cheesecake game or really any dessert, and that is vanilla bean. Now, you should have one of these in front of you, Bianca. Do you see it?
Yeah.
What you want to do is take the tip of your knife, carefully, tip of your knife, and run it through the center of the vanilla bean. So you're cutting it into 2.
Oh shit, I think I'm going to cut my...
You're fine.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, I cut it into half like you just said. Yeah.
Is it in 2 pieces, Bianca?
Yeah, I guess.
You'll see that right through it, there's some seeds, right? On the inside, there's some seeds.
Yeah.
I just want you to scrape out all those seeds. Righty, all those seeds now go into your batter and then whisk it back up.
Sounds
And
lovely.
once it's all mixed in and your desk is as clean as mine is, not as clean as Bianca's.
Well,
You're
can't
good to
help
go.
it.
Oh, important step, taste.
Just like that.
Who else is eating this?
Okay.
These are
Well,
little-
I don't know about mine, but I think our whole crew is going to be eating yours. So what's the next step?
Bake it?
Let's do it.
Vámonos. Okay, perfect, Bianca. So the next step is taking our crust out of the oven, which should be nice and aromatic, and oh, it smells so good.
Wow, it smells divine.
Perfect. So Bianca, now just make sure that everything is nice and smooth.
Yeah. Oh shit, it's so hot.
Remember when I said just take it out of the oven?
Yeah, my
You know,
bad.
remember how the oven is hot? Pour everything in there.
Chef, I believe baking requires a lot of precision, the right measurements. How difficult is this profession, considering the amount of practice it requires?
As long as you're passionate, you should not feel discouraged by the ingredients. Bianca, all good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, slightly tapping it and then just use a spoon to even it out a little bit. Okay, ready to bake?
Yep. And we'll place our cake in the oven now. Interestingly, the Siemens built-in oven is a combi steam oven with multiple sensor technologies where you can bake, grill, roast and steam your dishes while maintaining their color, texture, taste and nutrients without any hassle. And the best part is, once you are done, the Eco Clean Plus coating disintegrates all the dirt from the oil and grease, leaving your oven absolutely clean without requiring any efforts. And the black steel design brings a minimal yet elegant style to your kitchen. Wow, I'm so happy how my cake has turned out to be. Well, thanks to the Siemens oven's baking sensor technology, which measures the moisture content in the oven interior and also tells us when the dish is ready. Cool, isn't it? And along with the unique 4D hot air function where I can bake evenly without shuffling my trays. Well, what else does a beginner like me even need?
Perfect, so we're all baked, all rested, and we've unmolded the cake from the springform pan, put it on a plate, and now it's time to decorate, which is always fun. Starting with a very simple ganache and a drippy topping, which is very popular and very cool to look at. Bianca, you ready?
Yes, I'm absolutely ready, and I'm actually gloating that my cake is looking as good as yours, and it's in par. So
as good, but it is. She did a fantastic job. We're very proud of you, Bianca.
Thank you so much.
So we have our chocolate melted. Again, we're using the Dominican dark chocolate here just to keep everything nice and consistent. So to this, I'm adding just some warm cream in parts. So Bianca, I'm just adding a little bit at first.
Okay. I was just about to add the whole thing. As a kid, when my mom and my aunt used to keep baking, I used to love just licking off all the icing. So let us know in the comments below if you too are someone who loves to just lick off things before it's gone on the cake.
Next step, you're taking your piping bag. Now look at me closely. You take your piping bag, open it.
Oh my God.
Okay, then you're going to turn your tip around and cut the smallest bit. No, turn it around like that. Back up.
Okay.
And you're going to cut the smallest bit off the tip. Now, you're going to the edge of the cake and you're going to pour this. You're going to pipe this out just a little bit, right? Just a little bit on the edge of your cake. Perfect. So now that we have our cake nicely dressed with the glaze and it's got nice and droopy sides, mine does, Bianca's looks like a nightmare. We can put this away in the fridge for about 20 minutes to set, and then we come on and do some whipped cream action. Okay, so our cakes are in the fridge with the icing on them, with the glaze on them, they're setting. And while we're doing that, we're gonna make our chocolate whipped cream, which goes all over our cake. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna whisk it with an electric whisk, because I'm lazy, but I'm not allowing you, Bianca, to use them because you need to learn when to stop whisking your cream. That sound good?
Got it.
Perfect. So I want you to take your icing sugar and cocoa powder and then sieve it, or chutney it if you will, into the cream. Now if you guys remember, we mentioned earlier about saving half of your vanilla pod. I've put that in here as well.
This is so unfair.
It's the only way to learn.
Looks good.
Perfect. So we had this chilling with the glaze on in the fridge for about half an hour. It's nice and set. I can see that Bianca's is also looking surprisingly fantastic. We have the whipping cream here in our piping bag and we're just gonna finish it up. Now, this is when you decide how many portions you wanna do. I'm gonna do 6, and Bianca, I recommend that you do 6 as well. Make sure that you're not putting any frosting in the center so it's nice and easy to cut.
Yay, not bad.
Okay, and there you have it, my bourbon baked cheesecake. Mine looks great, Bianca's looks surprisingly even better. So over to you, Bianca.
I am so happy. I mean, like, I didn't expect that my cake would turn out to be like this, honestly. I feel with a little bit of practice and finesse, I can recreate this recipe at home as well. So thank you so much, Chef, for taking out the time, the patience. But I'm actually really, really happy. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Bianca. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
So if I get to cook with pro chefs every week, then I definitely think I'm going to rule the kitchen in my house. So to everyone watching this, if you too want to create this recipe, do let us know in the comments below. And if you want to keep your cooking time shorter and get the best results, then get your hands on the Siemens oven that you can come and check out at the Bosch and Siemens Experience Center in Andheri. Until then, this is me, Bianca Saurastri. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon in the next episode with some amazing recipes as well. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chef.